Yeah. In a mahogany, black scenery that was lightning and raindrops. I'm tied up in a basement cocaine spot like Bangkok. I'm blindfold, Vietnam type mind control is torture. His accent sounds like the rarest culture.
Alright y'all, here we go with some more shit. This is part 3, I guess, if you want to call it that. This perpetual horror called Exploitation DVD update. We'll start this off with Takashi Miike-sama's imprint. Guess it was supposed to be like a Masters of Horror type deal, but it got banned from cable broadcast, which is saying something. But then again, I mean, Takashi Miike is a lunatic, so this is pretty much what you would expect from him. A movie that's just out of his fucking mind, which, I mean, I love. It's about this guy, this American, who comes back to, I guess, get his Japanese lover to go back with him to America, only to find something pretty unsettling. I'm not going to go into details, obviously, for people that want to watch this, but this movie is nuts, and I wouldn't recommend this for people that aren't used to Takashi Miike's style, but anybody who's into his films should definitely enjoy this. So that's that imprint. It's the only Masters of Horror I've seen. I don't know how the other ones are or anything, but anyway, next up we have Cannibal Lunchbox. It includes Warlock Moon, Man from Deep River, and Blood Feast. The Blood Feast is the R-rated version, which is annoying because I thought it would be unrated. I guess I should have read the description on Amazon better, but I got this box mainly for Man from Deep River and Blood Feast 2. Blood Feast 2 is the only one I've watched so far. It kind of reminded me of Blood Diner a little bit, but I don't know, it was alright. It was pretty cheesy, but I need to actually track down the unrated cut, which I don't think is included in the box set. But anyway, next up we have Entrails of a Beautiful Woman. This is a really short film. This is a Synapse release. Love their releases. This cover art's just fucking dope. It doesn't get much better than that. That's just top-notch shit. It basically revolves around the Yakuza. They go around raping, killing, obviously. The victims that they rape, they inject with this drug called angel blood, I think it is. It makes them want more sex. And one of the victims actually gets away, ends up killing herself. Spoilers. And the nurse that actually attends to her before she kills herself discovers a suicide note, so the nurse decides to try and get revenge on the Yakuza that put this girl in this state. So the nurse actually gets caught up with the Yakuza. She gets injected with the angel blood drug, and somehow manages to manifest this creature that goes around getting revenge on the Yakuza. It's really hard to kind of explain a film like this. It's just one of those movies you need to see to actually believe. It's actually pretty short, just a little over an hour, and I guess it's a sequel to Entrails of a Virgin, which I have on the way. So, excuse me. Next up we have House, kind of a, like it says on here, a psychedelic ghost story, and this is another one that you can't even really describe. It just needs to be seen. Highly recommend it. Came out in '77. Not really any gore, but I mean, there is some gore, like a girl gets eaten by a piano, fingers get severed, but it's not disturbing gore by any means. It's just really just trippy. It's really hard to describe. It's really cheesy and trippy, and it's just one of those movies that you gotta experience at least once. Highly recommend this for people with open minds. But that's House. It's the Blu-Ray Criterion. Just completely nuts, but it's a really fun movie. And this is Dark Knight of the Scarecrow, the made-for-TV movie. I'm not going to go into this. Everybody's picked this up. People know what this is about, and I'm sure there's plenty of reviews on it, but I was blown away by this. Couldn't actually believe that they showed this on TV. But the storyline was very gripping. And yeah, this is one of those movies where you want to see certain people get picked off, and it's satisfying when they do. because some of the characters in this are just fucking, just low, just trash. But yeah, this is highly recommended. One of the better made for TV movies I've ever seen, period. Sorry about that. And then we got The Hunger, vampire flick starring David Bowie and a young, surprisingly good-looking Susan Sarandon. Pretty cool flick. Most people know about that. And this is American Gothic. Strange movie about this family who's kind of stuck in the olden days, and they have a group of kids, except they're not really kids. They're like adults that act like kids. This is just an insane movie. Another one of those films that should probably be seen to be believed, seen at least once, experienced at least once. It's American Gothic. Pretty cheesy to boot. And then we have Clean Shaven. It's about this guy, a schizophrenic, that is released from the psycho ward, and he's seeking out his daughter. It's actually pretty depressing, but very recommended. It's a nice little character study. Some disturbing scenes in here, actually quite a few. But yeah, this one's definitely one that needs to be checked out. Then we have the Blue Underground release of Anguish. Kind of like one of those movies where it's like a movie inside of a movie type deal in some scenes. This guy goes around picking people off, gets kind of hypnotized by his mom, played by I'm not sure, Zelda Rubinstein, I guess that's her name. She was in Poltergeist. I call her the Munchkin lady because she reminds me of a Munchkin. But yeah, she hypnotizes him into killing her son, into killing people. I don't know, so it's a pretty strange flick. Kind of hard to describe. There's a lot more to it than that, but definitely check that out. And this is the Shriek Show release of Just Before Dawn, the 2-disc special edition. A lot of people have shown this in their updates. Pretty cool slasher. It's about these just deranged hillbillies that go around offing people. But seems like it's a precursor to films like Wrong Turn, shit like that. And then next up we have Frozen. Nice recent horror film about this group of kids that get stuck at this ski resort overnight, actually for a week, if they can actually survive. But actually pretty scary. But I mean, parts of it were not very believable, because you would think that something like this, something that the thing that actually happens in this movie, you would think wouldn't actually occur, because ski resorts and places like that would take precautions to prevent that from happening. So somewhat unbelievable, but I guess in the context of the movie, it's pretty terrifying if you put yourself in the position that those kids were in. So definitely check this out. It's directed by the same guy that did Hatchet, so quite different from Hatchet, to say the least. And then we got Slumber Party Massacre Collection. I'm not going to go into this. Everybody's seen this. Everybody's shown this DVD in their collections. Updates. So 2 and 3 on one disc, and one. This is a must for any slasher fan. And then we have The Twilight Zone Season 1 on Blu-ray. I was waiting so long for these. The DVD sets of these are just ridiculously insanely expensive. So this was well worth it. Season 2 has just recently been released, so I'm gonna have to pick that up once I get a little bit more cash. But yeah, this is one of my all-time favorite TV shows, and definitely highly recommended for any fan of The Twilight Zone. This is the definitive version to get. That goes without saying. That's Twilight Zone Season 1, the original series. Evil Dead. Need I say more? The Blu-ray. And I believe this has the limited edition bonus DVD. I'm not sure if this one went out of print, if they re-released it or what. I heard rumors that it was, but... And then we have Hatchet. Not going to go into this. Just needs to upgrade from my regular DVD. That's a must. Can't wait for Hatchet 2. And then we have Hard Candy. This was really cheap at Walmart, so I couldn't pass it up. Pretty shocking stuff. Not going to go into details about what it's about. I'm sure there's reviews all over the place, but definitely one that needs to be checked out at least once. Starring Ellen Page. I was actually very surprised about the subject matter in that movie. Then we have High Tension, another upgrade from regular DVD. I don't know, people shit on this movie, and yeah, the ending is not very believable. The story's kind of convoluted, but I don't know, it's worth it for the gore scenes. And there have been worse movies made, I'm not gonna lie. But this is Bad Lieutenant, starring Harvey Keitel. Crazy movie. Pretty disturbing scenes, especially one that revolves around a nun getting raped. So, some pretty taboo shit. Definitely recommended though. And then we have really depraved type erotic exploitation type movie called The Image. It's about this older woman that has this younger woman as like a sex slave. Older woman has a friend that kind of hangs out with her, partakes in her activities with her female sex slave. Just a nutty movie. Synapse release. Definitely check it out if you get the chance, if you're into exploitation type films. Not the easiest movie to find either. So, and this is When a Stranger Calls. Very good movie, the original. So no need to go into details on that. People know about that. And then we have Victor Salva's Clown House, out of print, pretty tough to find. Same guy that did Jeepers Creepers. About these escaped mental patients that kill a group of clowns at a circus, pose as clowns, and stalk this group of kids. But yeah, it's a pretty good film. And then we have Survival of the Dead on Blu-ray. I don't know, I was just curious about this, so I picked it up. It's really not that great. Kind of a sequel to Diary of the Dead. I don't know, George Romero's kind of fallen off recently, but I just figured I needed it for the collection. Then we have Horror Hospital. Cheesy little British flick. A lot of cool decapitations, some cool characters, like a little midget assistant guy. Pretty funny. A lot of unintentionally funny parts in this movie. I don't know if it's the greatest one of the greatest horror films from the UK, or the greatest, but it's definitely cheesy and entertaining. Another one that should probably be seen at least once, in my opinion. And then we have Last House on the Left, the remake on Blu-ray, the unrated cut. Pleasantly surprised with this. The rape scene in this is a little bit more visceral than the original, but overall, very good film. Not, in my opinion, there are certain things in this one that didn't work in the original, and certain things in the original that didn't work for this one. I'm not really going to go into too much detail since I'm running out of time, but definitely a worthy remake in my opinion. I'll go ahead and end it there. and stay tuned for more upcoming parts in the future. Peace.